Hello. It's been a while. A little bit longer than it should be. But yesterday I just wasn't. But today I am. So let's just stick with that. You just got randomly kicked from a game just now. Fun. I love that. So, what are we doing today? I don't know. One of my clients / friends sent me a thing. He wants me to draw the Pokemon Piplup cosplaying as Yoshimitsu from Tekken. And I have this idea that I think it'll be very cute, so we're going to do that for a bit. My eye. Eyelash getting in my eye. Ah. Ugh. Okay. They vote kicked you. Oh. Well then. Isn't that special? Wrong chat? Okay. Alright, so I need to double check what this thing looks like. It's an adorable penguin. So he sent me an image of like the pose that he was wanting, and I think he was wanting like a kind of more serious one, but I think it'll be a lot more adorable and a lot more funny if I do it what I have in mind. That's not in a good spot. I don't want to cover up too much of the little guy. I was at a stream this past week of one of my favorite streamers. Well, my favorite streamer. And uh, when she does artwork and stuff, she makes a lot of like she does a lot of stimming. And I was like, I kind of wish that I did that, but no, I keep everything in my head whenever I have anything. Most of the time, it's just whoosh, tumbleweed goes by. That's about it. When you have anxiety, you try to do things to make it to where you don't think about stuff. So yeah, he's also going to be wearing a Viking helmet. Make the brush bigger. Maybe that's too high up. Maybe we need less Viagra. Maybe angle that a little bit more. There we go. That's better. It's also wanting shoulder pads, like Yoshimitsu ones. Nah, we're gonna stick with Nah, we'll do that. Yeah, I should probably look up some of his stuff. Well, I mean, if we do Yoshimitsu armor, the helmet feels out of place. Oh, he was just wanting a hat. I don't know why I was thinking Viking helmet. Probably because everything I do with him has like Viking stuff with it. Okay, yeah, we're gonna change this hat then. And then I know which hat I want to put on him. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, he does wear a hat like that. Does it have dangly down things? Kind of looks like it does. Yellow. I was in the corner, and I saw that thou hath appeared. Yes, I hath appeared. Drawing a bit of a thing. I don't know if this is a commission yet, but I really like this idea, so I want to do at least a sketch of it. One of my clients sent me a thing where I'm having Piplup cosplaying as Yoshimitsu from Tekken. So I wanted to sketch this because I thought it'd be hilariously adorable. I is here. I'm very full of food right now. Kind of want to do a commission, but then again, I'm also broke. Yeah, I feel that. Uh-oh, I'm cheating. I'm a fraud. Oh my god. No! How could I? Disgusting. Children, avert your eyes. If you are a child or if you are pregnant, look away now. I'm gonna stop the medieval language. Ever since I did that one, what's it called, stained glass looking piece of fee, I realize how much fun those things are. So I'm going to be making 3 kind of big images that are going to be based off of the first 3 or the first 2 books in the series, and then the first saga. So here's the template that I have for them. And so we'll, if I'm still feeling up to it, which I probably will, I'll be working on this for a bit as well. How's the weather? It's warm. It is pretty warm. What brand is your microwave? Black. That's all I know. Just making sure I'm not missing any kind of crucial details. Doesn't look like it. Okay, catch you later, Ooze. I've been doing a fair bit of development on the current installment on book 1 with the fee story this past week, which I'm pretty happy about. Because I'm trying to do specific things, and I'm wanting to avoid obvious pitfalls. Also, was struggling with trying to connect different events. Um, but the things that I've come up with this past week is helping a lot with that. It's kind of it's focusing more of the story, and specifically it's focusing the conflict between Fee and the council. Come on. So I'm pretty excited about that. Also trying to figure out things like how the relationship between Fee and Hokane is going to work, because I want him to be her mentor, but I don't want it to be the same way as it was with in the novella. But essentially what I'm going to be doing is that the way that Hokane mentors Fee is that he actually develops a new level of the courses that are at the school that Fee is at. And he is going to be basically, he takes the best of the best of the best at that school and he puts them through essentially like a super intense training that will Hokane father figure arc. Basically, yeah. So he's going to be putting Fee and several other and dozens of other of her peers through like super intense training and stuff. And he mainly does this because he gets inspired by Fee to do this, because Fee like has been putting so much effort into just being where she's at, and she has so much potential, and there are several others that have similar potentials, that he decides that instead of like the level that he teaches at, he's like, okay, I'm gonna have someone else teach that level, and I'm going to be focusing on just these. I'm gonna make elites out of these kids. And so then because of that, that's going to also bring in Malk, who is going to be a very important person for Fee later on. But starting off, Malk does not like Fee at all. He thinks that Fee is abusing her position like all Extamorti do. And anything that comes up where it's like she achieves something, he just comes up with some excuse of like, oh, it wasn't actually that, or something. because Mulk's very stubborn. Because he's also like extremely intelligent. And it's kind of a thing that when you're really smart, you also tend to be arrogant. So and then like later on, so Mulk is training to become what's called a Takashe. A Takashe is an extremely rare title. In the 10,000 years that the Empire has been around, there have been fewer Takashes than there have been Extamorti. So it's an extremely rare title. Essentially, a Takashe is essentially a master tactician. And they end up taking command of many legions. And they're the ones who are in charge of like mass scale invasions and stuff like that. So he was in line to become one of those. He ends up getting forced to become second in command in Fee's Legion. And he's not happy about that. At all. And like the entire time they're in school, he does not like Fee at all. He's always coming up with excuses about things with Fee the entire time. Because he's just so convinced that she's just like any other Extamorti. So I do find it kind of funny that ends up happening for him. Well, I never said that an Extamorti was the rarest title. I've only ever said that an Extamorti is rare. Because there's, even to like quote-unquote modern day, there's only like less than 150 of them. Sounds like a very one-sided rivalry. It is. Because Fee, like... Well, for a while, Fee doesn't even realize that he doesn't like her. 150 is a lot. 150 over the span of 10,000 years in a population of 4 point something quadrillion. That makes it very rare. Would you say that you have a lot of sesame seeds if you had 150 to work with for a year as food? You see, I don't math. See, the problem is I don't think about it. Alright, I'm gonna take a screenshot of this. His brain cells try to run. Ah! Run away! Where are thing? Here is thing. I forgot to do the shin guards. Oh well. But yeah, basically, through this section of the story, I'm able to, and with the way that I'm able to get things set up, I'm able to really establish the relationship that Fee has with the council. And one thing my dad pointed out, which I guess I was kind of subconsciously doing, but I need to kind of lean into it a bit more, is that the thing with Fee that makes her stand out a lot more compared to the other Extra for the most part, is that she is very charismatic. Especially once she learns to not like be incredibly self-centered, which she kind of rolls out of that in the novella, which when I do the combination and rewrite, going to expand a lot more on in the novella and short story. Just to really show that like Fee is very charismatic. I see that she looks like a funny character. Well, I mean, more than just that, like she's someone who like when she was young, she was very much like very self-centered. I do think in the novella I did have her come out of that a bit more as she started getting people, like she was teaching, doing like little study group things and stuff like that, and like her friends kind of helped her grow out into that and stuff. I do need to establish her relationship with the other friends more. It's just that with that novella, I was working on that novella for like 6 months or something, sort of working on it, and I really wanted to get it done by the end of the year. And also I couldn't think much about like other things to put in it, but the main goal was to get it out. Let's just go over to this now. Where's my eraser? Here it is. But yeah, I'm definitely going to delve more into the relationship she has with Halra and Tai Fei. Because Fee and Tai Fei, I think they need to have like a really close relationship. They're very similar people. Which is the main reason why they became friends. And I really need to do that with this one because I have a vignette planned that is going to be extremely gut-wrenching. But I need to set things up. What makes them similar? They are both like very intelligent. Starting off, they are a lot more closed off, sort of. And basically like when I said in the when I put in the novella where like she would be at the library and people started kind of like joining her with that, and she was just like, I would rather be alone to do this. Typhoe's kind of the same way. So yeah, they're both very intelligent. They both like really fixate on things. Everyone's intelligent. Halra has proven not to be that bright. Neither has Jarrell, really. When am I going to see a dumb character? When am I going to see someone I can relate to? God. But, yeah, so, like, Fee and Typhoe, they kind of hit it off pretty easily. Because they both have a love for learning. Which is why the time that Fee and Typhoe become friends is when they're doing study group things. But yeah, I also want to expand more on Halra. I feel like I did him a bit of a disservice. Because I think about it now. I don't think I actually had to come across that Halra's not the brightest cookie in the mosh pit. You gonna move the pencil? Mind your business, okay? This is whose stream is this? Who's the one doing the artwork here? That's what I have to say. How about that? Trying to think of but yeah, so like, because I was talking to my dad about this, and like the things about Jarrell, Halra, and Typhoe is that Typhoe is very intelligent. Is there gambling in Necropole? Yes, there is. It's essentially, and on some levels it's illegal. Most levels it's just frowned upon. It depends. Part of it depends on the legion. Like some legions just don't care, because soldiers will do it to like pass the time and stuff. Some of them are super strict about laws when it comes to that. Most of the time, gambling is viewed as a hindrance to the war effort. I mean, there is also like a criminal underbelly to Necropole, like every society there would be. So yeah, that is. That's I had thoughts and then they went away. We're just gonna move on. Yeah, my brain's just like completely forgotten what I was talking about. Oh right, so yeah, Taipei is really intelligent. Um, Halra. Well, so Taipei is intelligent. Jarrell has like a spiritual gift. That thing that Fee kept on talking about, where like there's something about this kid, I'm not sure, but like there's like an aura about him. He's able to connect with people and stuff, and he's like got this strong kind of um he's he's like empathic basically, it seems like. And stuff like that. He has a very strong spiritual presence. And then Halvra has neither of those things, but what he does have is he if you if you want someone who is going to stick by your side no matter what, you want someone like Halvra. He is like loyal to a fault almost. He is enthusiastically loyal to his friends, to anybody that he's close with, and which makes him a really good friend to have.